Good evening. Good evening, everybody. God bless you. Pastor Alfonso Jackson Sr. coming with another edition of Love Chat Line. Looks like my hat is going in and out a little bit. I don't know, technically, I don't know what we can do to adjust that, G. I don't know. Without getting in the camera yourself. No. We'll make it work. Oh, okay. I twisted a little bit, and now it's better. Just can't move. Hey, good evening, everybody. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. We welcome you to another Love Chat Line, uh, Love Chat Line session. You can, what you do is share it. You can go ahead on and share it with your friends now. Let them know that we're on. We're on Facebook and we're on YouTube as well. I see you logging on now, Marquita. I see you. Lucette Rivera Robinson. Good evening and blessings to all of you, all as well. Those that are logging on Facebook, I can see your comments. I only have one device tonight. I'll be able to check the YouTube response a little bit later, but I'm able to see what's going on. Okay, okay, that's Facebook. I have Facebook.
You got Facebook and YouTube. Everything will pop up right here.
Okay, what about my banners?
The banners. Go to banners.
Okay. All right. Hey, we're ready to get started, and we start with our singles. Hey, singles. I don't see you. I don't see you. But she said, "Good morning, all." No, it's 8:05 p.m. But God bless you. Pastor Jackson here, senior pastor teacher at the Second Baptist Church in Miami, Florida, in the Richmond Heights area. We come to you just to share a few nuggets of things of interest that God has placed on my heart and in my spirit. I do not profess to be an expert at this. I had some of my colleagues giving me a hard time about the session, but they'll be all right. Trust me. Okay. Lord, I thank you for this time of sharing on tonight. I pray that the words of our mouth and even the meditations of our heart be acceptable in your sight. Oh Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. In your name we do pray. Amen. Well, let me get started. I want to talk to the singles first. Hey, the singles, I don't see my girl Melinda that really insisted that I bring this segment back. Maybe she's over with the YouTube on it, but let me see. Nope, I don't see her on. But we're gonna launch. Hey Jen, I see you. God bless you, everybody. Well, our first topic for singles will be don't jump or don't leap into a serious commitment. Don't leap into a serious commitment. I know that clock is ticking. I know that, but don't leap into a serious commitment, especially marriage. Do not just leap into marriage. And there are 5 things, and kind of almost in the form of a review. We've talked about them in the past, but I felt led to share them again. 5 things that should happen before you jump into a serious commitment. Hey, here's one thing that's not on my notes. The different levels of friendship. When I say serious commitment, there are different levels of friendship. There are casual friendship. It's you're not dating. you're going out, but it ain't no date, right? You're going out and you enjoy spending time with each other, and that's just casual. Be casual. You got other people that you also go out with. You're not exclusive. You're just casual. You say, "Hey, this is my friend." Well, I don't know what level of friendship is it, but it's a casual friendship. And then the next level is when you start having things in common. You start having common things in common. You notice that when you all were hanging out, that you kind of, you kind of had some things in common. And so write that down. Common friendship. That's another level from casual. You're still not exclusive in anything yet, but you enjoy each other's company. You have more things in common. You like church. I like church. You like movies. I like movies. You like shows. I like shows. You like going out to eat at certain restaurants. So do I. And so you like certain music. So do I. You like jazz. Yeah, so do I. Okay. And so, all right, you're just hanging out. All right, you're just casual. And if that works, you might move into commitment. I'm moving into a committed relationship, meaning is more exclusive. Is that I ain't just spending all my time with everybody. I'm moving to an area that we enjoyed each other. We were casual. We found out we had things in common. We decided that okay, this might have some possibilities to it, and so you enter into a committed relationship, which involves a lot of communications, because what's your level of commitment? My level of commitment is that I'm not going to be seeing anybody else. Um, will Is that your level of commitment as well? I don't want to be, 70 and you're 30. You know, we're looking for a kind of a 50-50 kind of a situation. That's when you enter the commitment. You learn a lot from commitment. Some people kind of rush this, overlook this. They go straight from common into the last one, which is covenant. Um, you don't want to go into covenant if you failed the commitment. If you can't be faithful with the commitment, you're not gonna be faithful with the covenant. My mother told me, son, you can't wait until you're married to start acting like you're married. She's like, you, even though you're not married, ain't no ring on it yet, but yet you're in a committed relationship. And I respect that. And it really helped me. And so, therefore, commitment. And then, of course, the fourth type is the covenant. The covenant relationship is the strongest type of relationship because now you've included God into the relationship. So I got casual. Hey, we're Dutch, all right? We're going out and I may pay for it tonight, you may pay for it another time. We're Dutch. The expectations are not high, the frustrations are low. We're not looking to it, we're casual. And then we say, hey, we got a few things in common. I kind of like this and that. Okay, we're flowing. Then I move from common to, more of a commitment. Okay, more of a commitment. And then we move into covenant when it gets real serious. Now, before before covenant, before covenant, here's some things that you should look for when you in step 2 and 3. In common and commitment, there are 5 things that you should look for before you go to covenant. You ready? Um, Here it is. Number 1, look before you leap. Before you take step 4, look first. The looking really gets more intensified when you go into step 3 of commitment. The looking, when I'm common with you, I'm looking, I'm looking. But if I'm going to be committed, I'm investigating. And so look before you leap. There's a book that says, don't bite the apple until you've checked for worms. That's got to be looking. I keep telling my friends, stop dating and start uh, um, interviewing. Okay, so look before you leap. And then here it is, live before you leap. Are you getting this? Live before you leap. You have to live also before you leap. Before you jump over into covenant, you know, live, enjoy, have a good time, enjoy yourself before you get in there, and don't wait and say, well, when I get into a covenant relationship, then the fun gonna begin. No, man, you got to have fun now. Live before you before you leap, and then learn before you leap. Learn before you leap, not just about the other person, but learn about yourself also. Learn your likes and what you want and what makes you happy. Learn yourself, study yourself, make sure that I'm not going to be compromising myself or lose myself trying to hook up with somebody else. I saw a book once that says, loving you almost cost me. Loving you almost cost me. I, I don't want to lose me trying to love you. All right, so I have to learn what the boundaries are and what I can take. You got that? All right, that is number 3. And number 4 is labor before you leap. Labor before work. Build up your own equity. Build up work before you leap. You want to have something to bring to the table also. Hey, Renee Sands, I haven't seen you in a long time. You have to have something that you bring to the table also. Don't be looking at what I got. Oh man, he got this, he got that. Well, what do you got? They be looking at the guys, be looking at what she got. Oh, she's interested in me and she got this and she, man. No, bless the child that has its own. You have to labor before, work on some stuff before you get into a covenant relationship with somebody. Build your credit. Build your credit. I said the other day that unless they plan to keep their maiden name, you don't want people credit scores to go down because of you. Labor before you work. If you can, man, work on getting your own place, getting your own situation. Labor, man. Put some things aside. Know that greater is coming. And so, number 1, I look before I leap. I live before I leap. I learned, and that comes from listening also. You learn a lot just by listening to people. Don't you do all the talking. Make them talk. Find out what's in their heart. Learn before you leap, and then labor before you leap. And then last of all, number 5, laugh before you leap. Laugh before you leap. And so those are the different things that deal with don't leap into marriage. I gave you 5 things that you should lift up before step 4, which is I told you I'm giving you points. Number 1, the casual friendships, common friendships. I told you you move into committed friendships, and then you move into a covenant friendship, which is a strong friendship that gets really God involved into what you're doing. Okay, so the next segment has to do with living single, living single, living single. Okay, so in living single, there are 5 things. I'm just giving you straight up points tonight. 5 things. Hey, all my friends out there finally logging on. I hope you can back up and get that I'm trying to go forward, but also backing up enough to pick up you also. So I've talked about don't leap into marriage, and look before you leap, live before you leap, learn before you leap, labor before you leap, and then laugh before you leap. Now, under the title of living single, um, there are 5 things. You need to be, first of all, single and saved. Single, single and saved. I know that I'm a preacher. I'm not supposed to be trying to preach on this thing, but I got to tell you though, being being single, being single and saved is very important. You know, if you're going to be single, then be single and saved. Man, I'm still sounding churchy, and single and satisfied, or sanctified rather, sanctified. Single and sanctified. Sanctified means to be set apart. Your life, man. Come on, our life. First of all, from a Christian perspective, um, we have to live sanctified life. People don't want you to talk about church on these type settings, but I believe that when you're set apart, um, set apart for divine purposes, living a sanctified life even while you're single, because people think when you're single, you're just promiscuous, living any kind of way, but actually, God has high standards for singles as well, and so single and sanctified, and then single and searching, single and searching. Um, yeah, I'm single, but I'm looking. I'm looking. It's okay. I mean, I haven't closed the shop up. You're single and you're searching. It's okay to be single and searching. It's okay to be searching. It's okay. It's okay. And they say, well, a man findeth a wife, findeth a good thing. Okay, yeah, I feel you, but I do know what happened. Know what happened with Boaz. I do know that there was some searching by my sister Ruth as well. I believe that Boaz did run up on Ruth. That is true. But Naomi positioned Ruth, amen, to be discovered by Boaz. And so there's a certain amount of searching involved. But then number 4 is one of my favorite though. Be selective and single. Be selective. Don't compromise. Don't compromise. Do not lower your standards. I know, make them come higher. Don't you go lower. You can always find people that will be on the low shelf. But and if that's not you. Come on, you got to go higher, man. Go higher, man. Don't compromise. Come up here. And a lot of people really want to be challenged to go there. It's a lot of people on the lower shelves, but when you start going higher, you run into different expectations as well. And so I would say be selective. And then 5th, be control, self-control. Control yourself, control your flesh. Flesh is a mess. It's challenging. The Bible said if well, I'm gonna stop quoting scriptures to you, but make sure that you control yourself. I'll give you one last quote from the Bible. The Bible said that a person that cannot control their spirit is like a city with broken down walls. A person that cannot, thank you, Loretta. Yes, top shelf. You deserve top shelf. You deserve the best. You deserve the best. Because when you start lowering those standards, man, you're gonna end up not being happy. You're gonna have something. It may be a half of something. It may be a download something. You know, it may be something that you can't spend time with on holidays and on the weekends. Uh, you be sharing. I'm saying, man, you got to keep that standard high, and you can't just come any kind of way and get this. Are you serious? I am top shelf material. And um, so like I said, the last one was self control. All right. Now I want to deal a little bit about expectations that singles face. And I understand too. I understand expectations that singles face, and I like to highlight 5 expectations that singles face. 5. Hey, Connie. 5 expectations that singles face. All right, singles, whether by choice, circumstance, or timing, face unique set of circumstances, expectations, and I'll highlight 5 areas that you run into these expectations. You ready? Number 1, of course, socially. Socially, you have to make sure that you're ready to handle the expectations that society will place upon you. Society expects you to be in a relationship. They'll remind you that you ain't getting no younger, and that you ain't no spring chicken. Hey, Leroy, God bless you, my brother. Yeah, when you're single, their expectation, they look at you like something wrong with you, and then they expect you to explain to them why you still single. I'm single by choice. I'm single by choice. There's nothing wrong with me. Everything still works. You know, I'm just single, but society will try to impress upon you, you know, that you need to be with somebody. And sometimes it almost sounds like misery loves company with some of them. But society, you know, they tend to look at those that are single a little different. So you have some expectations that society will place on you. But it ain't just society. Sometimes it's your own family that will put, y'all know I'm telling the truth, your own family be like, when you gonna settle down, baby? You know, that's really selfish of you not to have somebody. I know, you know, you need somebody in your life as well. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Terry, I feel you. But yeah, we sometimes our family, Peter ones, you show up at the family dinner, you know, if you do bring somebody, oh my gosh, they will target them, ask them questions. Y'all this, y'all that. It's just my friends. I say 4 levels of friendship. This is a casual friend. Be careful not to take casual friends to family gatherings because they will put you all in a committed relationship. So if it is committed, then you might want to bring them to your gathering. But families can put more pressure on you than a tourniquet sometimes. And so also emotional expectations. Emotional expectations are long before you buy the ring. We could talk about that. We could talk about that. The emotional expectations are sometimes things that we place on ourselves. You start feeling lonely and feel like you need somebody. But loneliness is a psychological emotion. Just being with somebody won't prevent you from being lonely. It would prevent you from being alone, but it won't prevent you from being lonely. You got to get that resolved. You got to understand that you are whole by yourself. In fact, marriage is not two halves coming together to make a whole. You are whole already. The Bible said that we are complete in Him, and so therefore, you got to deal with that. Understanding why are you lonely? Why are you why are you why are you lonely? And so sometimes people will look at you as if you have it all together, and then you be psychologically dealing with some issues. These are expectations that sometimes society, sometimes family, and then sometimes even we put on ourselves. Here's number 4. See if you agree with this. Financial expectations. Sometimes, we're trying to reach certain financial goals before we jump the broom. And sometimes guys will delay Loretta getting the ring until they feel like they've reached certain plateaus financially. People today, they say, I can't afford to get married. I can't afford to get married. But yet, man, we have history in our history that folks got married and gave each other a ring for a string for a ring. Sometimes people put more emphasis on the wedding than the marriage. Finance is important. Money answers all things. But you got to be careful that you don't use that sometimes as an excuse not to do the right thing. There are always going to be financial challenges, and you have to learn to work through them together. The Bible does say that two are better than one when it comes down to that. Now, if you're single and satisfied, and you're good, then please, I am not trying to push you into no relationship, but I am telling you that if you're interested in someone, don't let money be the thing that will prevent you, because financial expectations are real expectations. And the thing about when you're single, right? People think that you can work all these extra hours, and you can work overtime, or you ain't got nobody, and so you can do this and that. But man, I don't want to work all the time either. You ready to go when you're ready to go either. So don't let people push you into that. And then also, when you're single, now I know somebody gonna say amen to this. Sometimes people be wanting to borrow from you, and they want you to help furnish their lifestyle or decisions that they make. What they say, you ain't got nobody, you ain't got no family, so you can afford to, you ain't got to answer to anybody, so you can afford to give me a loan. Cray, man, come on now. That's why I cannot be frivolous with my money, because it's me, just me. But people look at it just the opposite. They feel like you are the answers to their financial situation because you're not in a covenant relationship. And so just because you're single don't make you the Bank of America. That's all I'm saying with that. And so the last expectation is romantically as well. Romantically, people think because you're single, then you don't have as many, that you're free to, love on and who you want. Man, you still have standards, man. Just because I'm single, No, you can't spend the night. No, I'm not spending the night with you. Well, you ain't got no. No, 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 no. Just because I'm single, I still have standards, and you still have boundaries that you have to set for that. Because people think they'll be thinking because you're single, then automatically you're ready to mingle. Yeah, that might be the case for some, but it ain't the case for everybody. I want to tell you something. You got to communicate with these things, and don't let people be making all these plans and all for you, and you have to maybe kind of make sure you guard, you know. Now, all of y'all are older, so I don't have to talk to you about date rape. Um, but can I tell you, it's a real thing. It's a real thing, and it's almost hard to prove. People are embarrassed to say, but and sometimes in situations wherein you try to say no, and then they don't want to hear no, and then it ends up being a compromise. Be careful, be mindful. Just because you're single, it don't mean that you're romantic with everybody that wants to be romantic. This is real talk. This is real talk. You have a say so in that, and so a lot of times you have to find those things out while y'all are casual, and while y'all trying to find out what you have in common. People don't change that much, and the way you can determine a wolf that's in sheep clothing is the way they walk. Wolves can wear sheep clothing, but they can't walk like sheep. And so in the Bible, walking has to do with lifestyle, with the way they live. And so you have to watch their walk. Watch their walk, watch their friends, watch their family, watch their associates, watch who they hang out with, watch their walk. Their walk will give them away. I mean, they can't walk like sheep. They can dress like them. And so you got to make sure that you're not inviting sheep, or wolves rather, into certain spaces that things may go further than you want to go. You have to be in control of that. Y'all feel me? You have to be in control of that. And I say that to the brothers and to the sisters as well. All right. Melinda, really? You just not coming on? Missed the whole presentation. Okay, so I'll close on a few red flags in dating. A few red flags in dating. I like to throw my red flags in there for dating. All right, you ready? Here's one. Too much too soon. Too much too soon. Y'all just met each other. They're not ready to meet the family. They're not ready to come over. They're not ready to take a trip. You just met them. Slow down. What's the hurry? Wow, you love me. How you love me on the first date? I love you. I love at first sight. You gotta slow down. Slow down. All these seeing how the married couples came in, they're logging on because I'm getting ready to go marriage in just a second here. Thank you, Demetrius. Appreciate you too, bro. Yeah, that's a red flag for me. Too soon. Too soon. Too soon. Too much too soon. Slow down. Slow down. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. That's a red sign for me. Hey, here's another sign. It's almost just the opposite. Too busy. Too busy. Y'all always they doing something. They don't have time for you. I'm tell you something. People make time for what they really want to do. and who they really want to do it with. Make sure that you're not over demanding, but you have to throw that as a flag when they don't have no time. They don't have no time uh, for you. That's a flag. That's a flag for me. You ready for another one? These are just Jackson flags. They may not be yours. Let me know whether you agree with it or not. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or whatever. Here's another one. They don't want to be seen in public with you. Like they're hiding you. Now, I respect privacy also. I respect privacy. But if both of y'all single, nobody can see y'all at some point. Maybe not early. You try to keep people out of your business. I understand that. But when you start getting the feeling that someone is hiding you, and they almost something covert about it, that's a sign. That's a sign. That's a sign for me. Maybe not for you. Okay, you don't like that one. A sign for me that I would throw if they had no goals or aspirations. That's not for you, right? That's for me. I mean, I'm just saying, the kind of person that I'd be interested in is someone that had goals in life, someone that wanted something out of life also. That it's not just, some people, they just live from check to check, pillar to post. They have no goals. What are you going to do? What's your plan? I ain't got no plan. Plan is like Allen Iverson. Practice, it's just practice. Plans, what plans? What is your goal, man? You have a short-term, mid-term, long-term goal. Are you going to live with your mom and them forever? Or is there an exit strategy to go? Is there an exit strategy for you to go? Are there any goals that you have? Here's another red flag for me, is to be disrespectful when you get angry. Disrespectful. First of all, you should never take the friendship to a deep level until you've seen them in heated situations. When a couple sits before me and they say, we ain't never had an argument, I say, y'all ain't ready then. Come back when you've had an argument, because you ought to want to know how people respond under pressure. Ooh, I've seen some fights. You know what? Even if you punch a hole in the wall, that's a sign right there. I mean, domestic violence is on the rise. I mean, you can't be no victim of no no. They can't even talk about putting their hands on you. You hear me? They can't even talk about it. They can't even suggest it. They can't even shake you. You can't. Y'all just dating. What do you think gonna happen when y'all take it to the next level? You shaking people up and y'all ain't even married. Look at you. That ain't even no big deal for you. You witness domestic violence coming up? What you say? Well, the good outweigh the bad. You just caught him in a bad moment, one moment. That's all. I'm telling you, man, that's a game breaker for me. But I'm not everybody. Okay, so disrespecting when you're angry. Here's another one. Talk too much about themselves. So consumed with themselves. Talk too much about themselves. They ought to want to know something about you too. At the end of the evening, you know everything about them, and they don't know nothing about you. I think that's a sign, man. People are so caught up and they are self conceited, man. And that's all right. You like the person, and that person has possibility, and so you try to overlook it, because you try to, they still got it going on. They this and that. Man, that's gonna get old after a while. I'm telling you, that's gonna catch up with you. What you have a problem accepting at this level, if you don't nip it, it will grow into into something into something else. Okay, you know what? I have more to say, but I'm not gonna say it because we done eased over into the couples time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Melinda. You came on late. You came on late, man. I've been here since 8 o'clock. 45 minutes I've given to the singles. I was only gonna give you a half an hour tonight. Now we done moved over into the couples section. Move over into the couples section. Sorry, and we are in couples. We're in the couples section, and I want to start off with the laws of marriage. There are 4 laws of marriage, and this comes from a brother by the name of it'll come to me later, but he wrote this book. They're not my laws, but I do they come straight from the Bible. They're from Genesis chapter 2, looking down at verse 24 through 26, 24 and 25. Genesis chapter 2, and it talks about the 4 laws of their fundamental overall laws that if you follow them in marriage, it can help your marriage. I'm into the marriage segment now, Kim. I'm into the marriage segment now. You ready? All right. First of all, it says, "Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother." That's priority. Priority. Marriage is prioritizing nothing rather, over your commitment to each other. Humanly, a priority is placing marriage in the number one spot. The law of priority. It doesn't matter if you tell a person that they are a priority if they don't feel like they are a priority. They've got to feel like they're, like Melinda sang that song, "You're number one," not number 1, 2, 3, or 4. Yeah, they have to feel like they're number one. That you don't be just trying to put them in your schedule, but they have a prominent spot in your schedule. Now, priorities. A person or a thing is a priority when it gets the best of your time, the best of your resources, and the best of your energy as well. When something is a priority, you'll spend time with it. You'll also invest in it, and you'll also have energy to do it. A lot of times people, like I was trying to get one of my family members to do more around the house, and she's trying to tell me that when she's too tired when she comes home from work to do anything. That's what she told me, that she was too tired. I'm too tired, man. I come home, I don't have time to do that because I leave before the sun up and I come home when the sun down, and so I'm tired. And I say, is that right? I say, well, what happens on the choir rehearsal nights when you go there? What happens there? Yeah, but the choir rehearsal night, that'd be like 2 hours, sometimes 2.5 hours that you were there in a choir singing after work. Yeah, because you love doing that, right? You don't tell the people how tired you are. You don't be yawning in the choir. You be enjoying yourself because that's what you want to do. That's a priority for you. And I'm telling you, if you're going to be functioning in this place and what you are, you've got to make a priority of making your home better as well. Make that a priority. Can't do nothing but say I'm right. Can't do nothing but say, I don't know if they ever did it though, but they had to admit that I was right. The first law is the law of priority. The second law is the law of pursuit. The law of pursuit. He says, a man shall leave his father and his mother and shall cleave to his wife. It is the law of pursuit. The law of pursuit. It is cultivating and nurturing activities, seeking to grow closer and deeper together. The law of pursuit. Never lose the law of pursuit. Always pursuit. Always keep dating. Keep the excitement alive. Keep the fire burning. Always pursuit. If you catch them, let them go and chase them again. You gotta keep chasing, man. Keep cleaving. Marriage is a leaving and a cleaving. When it says leave mother and father, it does not mean abandon mother and father. You're not abandoning them, but you are. The dynamics of the relationship does change. Can I tell you biblically, this is why some of you are just not ready for this institution, because you haven't had that talk with somebody that's going to tell you the truth. Tell you the truth, parents will always be owed respect and honor. You will always honor and you will always respect your parents. Now you're going to think I'm a heathen when I say this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. But not so much the obeying. Not so much the obeying. You have to be in submission and to each other in your relationship. Marriage is the highest relationship. What you talking about, Pastor? I'm telling you, you'll always honor. You always respect your parents. But if your mama say, I need you to go to the store, and your wife said, I need you to come home first. Well, my mama said, I gotta go to the store. Wait. See, that's how in-laws become outlaws, when the priority is not established. Understanding, I love my parents, I love my mother. It's a different kind of love. And when you put the time in and make your wife a priority, it ain't gonna be no problem taking care of your parents. You take care of home first. It's a priority. When I grew up in a home, when it was time to make a cake for the church, you better believe Mama made 2 cakes. she ain't baked no cake to send to the church and then have one for the house too, because you make sure that home is taken care of first. It's a priority. And then you pursue. You never stop pursuing. Never stop pursuing. He said, cling to his wife. And then number three, not only is the law of purity, law of pursuit, but the law of partnership. In that verse it says, and they shall, there it is. The law of partnership. and they were one flesh. One flesh, meaning that you share everything, the joys, the sorrows, the challenges, responsibilities, the burdens. It's a partnership, man. It's a partnership. That's what marriage is. It's a partnership. It's one flesh. And so many marriages are challenged today because there's so much individuality in it, and that there's no interdependence. Everybody is independent, not interdependent, and so people are going their own ways. But it's a partnership, man. We ride or dies. We got to make it. There's no other option. The Bible says, well, I got to go, man. I got to move on. I got some more stuff to talk about with couples, so I can't go in on it too deep. So there's the first law is priority. A man therefore shall leave his father and his mother. The second law was the law of pursuit. He shall cling unto his wife, chase after, go after, improve, never stop improving your relationship, cultivating, always leave something better than you found it. Adam was placed in the Garden of Eden. It was a perfect situation, yet God says, cultivate it, take care of it. So how you improve upon perfection? One day at a time, just making it better. Just make it better. Not bitter, but better. So that was the law of pursuit. And then we talked about partnership. And here's the last law. It's the law of purity. For the Bible said they were both naked and not ashamed. Purity is not nudity, it is transparency. The law of purity is really the law of transparency, being transparent and not having all these cloak and dagger secrets from each other. There are 4 spiritual laws of marriage, and these 4 laws, if they are kept, they will help enhance your relationship. So those are the laws. Now, I like to talk about marriage killers. I like to talk about some marriage killers. Get back over here to comments. See what John said. Okay, in-laws become outlaws. That's deep. Okay, thank you, man. All right, so what are some killers in marriage? Okay. Number 1, overcommitment. Overcommitment and physical exhaustion. Overcommitment and physical exhaustion. Beware of this danger. It is especially dangerous for young couples who are trying to get started in a profession. Don't try to put too much on your plate at one time. The only time sometimes people have for each other is when they're wore out and when they're tired and they don't want to do nothing but go to sleep. You must reserve some time for one another if you want to keep the love fire burning. Don't overcommit and be physically exhausted. Number 2, the second thing that will kill a marriage. Now, I can talk about this. We've been married now for 41 years, and I know this is very true. Excessive credit and conflict over how money will be spent. Money. And more marriages end up in divorce over finance than even infidelity. Finance, man. You got spenders and savers. Spenders and savers fighting together. You're talking about opposites. Opposites subtract. Yeah, opposites also kill each other. Also, man, y'all got to come together on the money thing. Some people just have terrible habits when it comes to money. Another thing too, sometimes those outlaws that I talked about, sometimes the outlaws have certain accounts that they give to their baby in the relationship, but it's just for them though. It ain't for him. It's for you, baby. You know, this is for you, baby. And so you got a little lifeline over there with my dear, and so we struggling, right? Woman drowning, but you know, but you floating pretty good, but I'm drowning. That's some jacked up stuff, man. If you got a lifeline and I'm going under, I'm telling you that y'all got to be straight on the money thing. Have some straight talk. I believe that anybody that works ought to have some unaccounted for money. I believe that anybody that works ought to have some money that I don't have to ask you, can I buy? I believe that when you have healthy attitudes about finances, when you can have joint accounts, then you can have your own account. If I have a joint account and then we have a savings, then I don't have no problem with my wife having her own account. I don't even want to know what she has. I don't even want to know. I'm not even interested in that. That is her. My wife worked for over 30 years in the school system, and so we did a lot of joint things together. And so when she gets her money's a check, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what she doing or whatever. All I know is one thing. She knows the Amazon driver personally. That's all I'm saying. That she knows the guy's name. You don't know that before the pandemic, my wife never ordered anything online. Nothing online before the pandemic. And now she's a professional. I ain't got nothing to say. Them boxes can come every day because our household, our finances are straight. We have a great attitude towards that. And so I order a few things sometimes as well. So most time when I order something, she don't open it thinking it's hers because she's the one that get the stuff. But we have a healthy attitude towards financing, and that's important. Okay, you ready? Give you a couple more. Can't though. We running out of time. The singles, man. You know what? I may have to give the singles their own time, man, because it's killing me, man. It's 9 o'clock right now, and I want to give some tips. I want to give some tips to the ladies first. I want to give some tips to the wives first. You ready? They are all A words. They all A words. I believe that most men are not that difficult to figure out. I don't believe that men are that complicated. I think women are very complicated. I don't think men are very complicated. You don't have to take a psychological course to understand most brothers. It is difficult to discover it is difficult to discover a concrete pattern of behavior for many women. Amen, brothers. But with most men, you know when they mad and when they glad. You already know this. With this information in mind, I want to talk about how wives can satisfy their husband by these areas. Number one, you ready? Number one, attention. Attention. A husband loves to receive his wife's undivided attention. She may be saying, wait a minute, that's 1 point for me. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about your attitude towards your husband right now. You need to make sure you're giving him your attention. He understands his wife's association with others. However, he does not want to always feel that he is the one on the end of the list of her attention. When a man and a woman marry, they share their expectations. They commit themselves to meeting certain intense and intimate needs with each other exclusively. Each agrees to forsake all others, giving each other for themselves exclusive right. Attention. Pay attention. Pay attention to his needs, her needs. Pay attention to him. You should know when he get irritated, and you should know different moves that he has. You should know why you try to act like you don't know? Why you try to act like you don't know? You know that. I'm not talking to the singles right now. I'm talking to the wives. You already know when he needs special attention. Okay, you got me? All right, here's number 2. You're not feeling me? I gonna talk to the men too. I promise you, I got a whole list of things for the men too. Starting off with you, get you real mad at me. All right, number 2, admiration. 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 He wants to be admired. The husband needs you to be proud of him. When a woman compliments her husband, it inspires him to achieve even more. It gives him the motivation to take on new responsibilities and reach for higher goals. Let your husband know what you admire in him, and that he is your greatest accomplishment. Admiration not only motivates, it also rewards the husband's existing achievement. Even taking out the trash, rolling out the green barrel out to the street, and say, baby, thanks for taking out the trash. And you say, I know you say, why should I thank you for what you supposed to do? See, that part right there. That is, admiration is very important, and it goes right into appreciation. Admiration and appreciation. There are times when a husband and wives take each other for granted, but we're not talking in the reverse right now. We're talking to you, to the women, appreciating. Just like the wife desires to feel appreciated for what she does in the marriage camp, so does the husband. The husband, the question should never be, why should I say thank you for what you're supposed to do? The answer becomes more of an opportunity rather than an obligation. What are you saying? The husband desires to be appreciated for the things that he does. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Catch him doing right. If you're a teacher, you should know you got to compliment more than you criticize. You have to build them up, appreciate them, show a little appreciation also. A wife should not let a week go by without expressing some appreciation for something that the husband has done. Let him know how much you appreciate the way he takes care of the family, the way he provides for you. Let him know how much you appreciate him adjusting his schedule to accommodate the family. Do something. Appreciate that brother. You don't know how far this will go if you do that. So show the man some appreciation. And then adoration. Adoration. The husband wants to be adored by his wife. He wants to know that his wife's world is better because he exists. There is nothing more refreshing to a husband than to hear his wife speak of how much she adores him. She bragging on him. Ain't no man like the one I got. Oh no, they don't come better. When a wife tells others how much she adores her husband, it gives husband confidence that he is doing what is required to do to be a good husband. The expression adoration should be spoken to the family, friends, to the husband as well. Adoration shown to the husband will cause him to show adoration. Adoration. Hold on, sis. I only got 20 more. No, I only got 4 more. All right. Affirmation. Affirmation. A husband expects his wife to be his most loyal supporter. He needs to know that his wife believes in him. Whenever goals are pursued by the husband, the wife must continue to affirm him. Affirmation shown by the wife creates determination for the husband. Man, she can make him or break him. She can make him feel like a king or a court jester. Her words matters. Her words matters. I'm telling you, she can build him up and she can tear him down. Affirmation is very important. You feel me? I only got two more for real, all right? Association. Although men do not need bonding as much as women need other women, there are areas that women need to examine regarding associations. Women need to understand that men sometimes need time with other brothers. Hobbies such as bowling, golfing, fishing, playing basketball, exception. Understanding that if there's no outlet for them, then they'll compete with you. So associations are important for him as he bonds with other brothers as well. And I think that's important that we understand associations with other men can really be a blessing in disguise. Association with other men. And then lastly is an attractive spouse. An attractive spouse. Being attractive to your husband goes a long way, and let him know that you care about his happiness. You don't have to look like a beauty queen, but by desiring to please him and look good for him sometimes. Most times, wives look good on their way out the door. They look good for church, meetings, work. They look good for the public. Now you saying, well, that make you look good. When I look good, I know. But sometimes you have to look good for your husband. You hear me? Look good for your husband. If I knew who was on this line tonight, I'd tell you that. Nah, I ain't gonna tell you that. You know, you can wear what you want. Wear them battle gowns all you want. Wear your grandmama stuff all you want. I'm just saying, you ain't got nothing. That men are very visual. You know that. Men are very visual. And so you already know when you put that thing on, you finna go to sleep. All right? Don't bother me. I'm just saying an attractive spouse. Every now and then, fix up just for him. Every now and then, let him see that this is for you, baby. This is for you. I'm doing this for you. I don't care who else compliments me, as long as you approve of me, attractive spouse. Okay, I could go on, but I won't. I'm gonna go to deal with the brothers. Okay. Oh, we out of time. I'm so sorry. Don't have time for the men. No. I'm gonna give it to you on tonight. Okay. All right. So these begin with the letter C's. You got it? These are letter C's, right? Here it is. These are the honey-do list. I was in the barbershop last Saturday, and this brother in there, he hates the expression honey-do list. But my barber Verge was like, man, that's a real thing, man. That's a real list. And the other brother was like, man, I ain't got no honey-do list. Pastor, what you think? I said, man, I can't go with you this time, man. I mean, I I think there's some things that men ought to do. All right, I think that men ought to do. So here's my honey-do list for the brothers. Ready? Do compliment. Do compliment. Every wife needs to hear her husband say something good about the what she's doing and the way she looks and how she's handling things. Compliments do matter. Too often she does things to get her husband's attention, and he never even notices. He doesn't even notice anything. He doesn't notice the hairs and the nails and the feet and the touch. You don't notice. But compliment her. She should hear from the husband every day. You should find something to compliment your wife about. Some people just sit down and eat and don't even say nothing. You know, and thank you. Nothing. All right, so compliment. Do compliment. You got it? Got it a little slow. You got that? Compliment. You got that? Okay, here's number 2. Cover. Cover. The word cover, according to Webster, means something that protects, shelters, or guards. One of the basic needs for your wife is that she feels secure with you. She desires for her husband to be willing to provide for her as well as protect her. It is the husband's responsibility to make sure that the stewardship program at home is operating privately. We cover her. We pray for her. We provide for her, and we place her in a very secure position. I cover you. I got you covered. I got you covered. Whenever I see a couple walking on the sidewalk, I appreciate it when the brother gets over on the side where the traffic is. You don't hear me today. My wife and I were coming from a restaurant, and we saw a Caucasian couple, and they were walking. And when they got to the road, he switched positions and got over to the side where the cars are on. And I was like, that's what's up right there. That's what's up right there. You cover. The wife should know that the husband has it covered. You ready? Right? Ready? Rule number 3. Continue. Continue. Remember what you used to do, brothers, when you sent your representative to meet that sister. And so you can do it because the representative did it. But you got to continue to do it, the same things that you did to get them. You got to continue to do that. Don't even start stuff that you can't continue. You used to open doors. You used to open the car doors and hold doors open and slide chairs under. What happened with that? Continue, man. Continue. Your wife wants and needs the companionship. She desires for you to continue providing quality time in your schedule for her. She was made out of relational substance that must be continuous. She's got to feel it, man. You got to give her something that she can feel to let her know that your love is real. Talk, Pastor. You got to cover that woman, and you got to continue to do what you're doing. The Bible said, go back and do the first work. That's what he told the church that lost their first love. He said, return and do the first work that you used to do. You got to continue. And then now the next C is confirm. Confirm. She needs to know that you really appreciate her unique contributions. So much of what she does is not visible to the masses. So they don't even know what your wife has to go through for that presentation when she steps out the door. But you do. You know You know what she has to go through. You know what she has to deal with, and you know sometimes she don't even feel like going, and then she presses her way. And when they see her, all they see is how good she looking, beautiful. They don't even know the process it took for that, but you do, and you don't say nothing about it. Peter says to grant her honor. When we praise her, when we honor her, when we exalt our wives, it serves as confirmation of her significance and her value. If anybody ought to value her, we ought to value her. We value her, and she is our greatest accomplishment, and we confirm that on a regular basis. Here's another C. Confide in her. That's a hard one, right? A husband, number one confidant should be his wife. She desires to know what's going on in a husband's life. What's happening? What's hurting? How you feel? She deserves to know as well. She has to deal with problems that he's facing. As we get older in life, our bodies begin to change. But what's going on? What's going on? What's really going on? There are many husbands who consider themselves protecting their wives by not confiding in them. As honorable as this may appear on the surface, it really becomes a tool of the devil that's designed to drive a wedge in between you and your spouse. One of the worst things that can ever happen is a brother does not include his wife into his medical situation, only to find out that if he had acted on it sooner, it could have saved it or caused the quality of life to be better. But you choose not to share it with her, and so she didn't know. And many times, brother ends up checking out, and she don't even know how to make it. She don't know where nothing is. She don't know. She don't know how to manage, because you didn't confide in her. And these things I'm telling you are things that I know that I need to do a better job of also. But I'm not speaking these things to you from an area of perfection. As a pastor and as a counselor, I have to be able to tell you things, even when I have to do to tighten up myself. But yeah, the confiding. You don't want to hear this one. This one is called cuddling, or holding. Every time you hug and cuddle, it doesn't have to lead to a sexual act, as well as I say that a husband should touch his wife at least 7 times every day. At least 7 times. I got to work on that, man. I'm slipping. 7 times a day that he should touch his wife, because his touch is needed by her. And so, at least, hey, listen, they can't all be at the same time either. No, throughout the course of the day and the evening, touching her as well, cuddling her as well. Well, I could look at Cynthia. Where y'all just woke up or something? Y'all just, I'm finishing. Everybody coming on now, but I'm out of here. I got my cameraman here, and I gotta let him go. His wife gonna be looking at him crazy in a minute. But okay, I tell you one more thing, and then I'm out. Okay, how to create the awe effect in marriage. The awe effect in marriage. The AWE, awe effect in marriage. Because if you don't get the awe effect, you see, you need awe to be awesome, but awe can also go to awful. So the awe, the AWE, the H stands for affection, the W stands for warmth, and the E stands for encouragement. The H stands for affection. The basic need of all people is to love and to be loved. One of the most basic ingredients for a marriage to thrive is affection. If you are not naturally affectionate, don't fake being overly mushy. Just work on it. Work on it. You might have not have grown up in affection. You may not have grown up in affection. My father was not overly affectionate towards the boys, and my mother may not have been. You know what? You have to learn it. You don't have to inherit it. It don't have to be natural. You can work on it. It can be intentional. You can do it. I know you can. Be affectionate and then be warm. It takes a lot of work and self-control and focus to keep a relationship full of warmth. Communication is a key to warmth in your marriage. Most marriages derail primarily because inadequate communication. Here are some warmth killers. Here are some warmth killers. You're getting this? Here's some warmth killers. Criticism, contempt, bad body language, negativity, overcommitment, etc. These are warmth killers. It kills warmth when you're critical. It kills warmth when you're angry all the time. It kills warmth when your body language suggests that you're sick of this. That kills warmth. But here are some ways to turn up the heat in your relationship. You ready? Evaluate your marriage first. Evaluate your marriage first. Spend some time thinking about where your marriage is and how it got there. Evaluate your marriage first. Number 2, create space to be together. Create space to be together. During the cold seasons, things seem to slow down a little bit when you're cold, but create space to be together. Number 3, do something new. Do something new. This I'm talking about creating warmth. Do something new. Perhaps it's time to do something adventurous together. Not bungee jumping, not windsurfing, but something safe but new. The next one is speak your partner's love language. Find out what that language is and learn it. And then last of all, never stop dating. That creates the warmth. And then last of all, the E. The E is encouragement. The only thing that a critical spirit can bring in relationship is a lack of intimacy. The only thing that a critical spirit can bring in a relationship is lack of intimacy. Showing encouragement involves being available for your spouse. Your presence in your spouse's life makes a big difference. Your availability, both physically and emotionally, says to your spouse that he or she is in a safe relationship. 5 ways to encourage your spouse every day. You ready? Tell them that you are proud of them. I'm giving a lot of points tonight. I hope somebody's writing them down. Tell them that you're proud of them. Number 2, tell them you're praying for them. Tell them that you're listening to them. Number 4, tell them that you appreciate them. Number 5, tell them that you want and need them. Did you get it? Tell them that you're proud of them, praying for them, listening to them, appreciate them, that you want and need them. And that is a wrap for tonight. Hour and a half. Okay, I went an hour and a half with you all on tonight, and I pray that if I had planned to go 60 minutes, and I went 90 minutes with you all on tonight. But I pray that it was worth it. I pray that you got some nuggets there. I didn't see many hands up, but I'm ending the stream. Okay. Hey, y'all be good. I love you, and we'll see you next time. God bless you, everybody. It's my prayer.